Okay, today we will discuss on map interface in collections module of Java. Okay, so from yesterday's class, I think you remember map is something which is going to handle, which is going to store two data. Basically, the first one is called a key, the second one is called the value. So when you put some value into the map, you need to specify the key and the value. The map is going to store the value against that key. So when you need to get that value back from map, you need to pass the key and the value will be given back to you. So when yesterday also we have seen how we are going to define list. So similarly you will have a structure to define maps also. So let's see how we can define a map. One second. Okay. So let's go back to the collections class. What is the collections class? Inheritance. Collections example. We have created a list example. Let's create a new class. Let's call it map example. Okay. So how we're going to store some data, how we're going to create the map, how we're going to fetch that data back, how we're going to update those data, we'll see. Okay. Suppose suppose we have to keep a student's name against its mark. So what we are going to do, we are going to define two variables here. First one is a string that is going to be a name, right? And we have to tell what is the name of the student. Again, to store the value of the mark, we are going to create an integer object that's called mark. Then we are going to store the mark like maybe 435. So this way we are going to deal with the object. But if we have like 10 different students, then we'll have to do like we'll have to create 10 different objects for 10 different names and 10 different objects for marks also. And if you want to search like a particular student, like the name, I just want to find what mark he had scored, then it becomes difficult for us. We need to store them in array, then we need to find. So this becomes a difficult task for the Java developer, like for a developer to find the data. So Java has given a particular API in collections. We call it an util. We call it a util, and that util is called the map interface. Okay. So in map interface, what you are going to do, you are going to create a map object first. So map, you need to type map. Okay. So map is something which is going to be imported from java.util. So import that, then it will ask you for two types. First is key, second is value. So what your key is going to be here, the key is name and that's the string type. So we are going to keep the key as string like we defined in list, you remember. So basically you need to define the type of the key. First we define the type, that is string. Then the second type is integer. We cannot give int here, we need to give integer. Okay, now I have created the map. This is going to store the name and the value at the same time. So I need to give it a name, as it's a reference, so I need to give the reference a name. What name I need to give? It's a like student marks equal to, we have a implementation, we have an implementation of map that's called Hashmap. So that's a class, so you need to create the map object of that class, Hashmap. Okay, Hashmap of string and integer. So I need to pass string. Again, this is not important, this is not necessary, but you can, if you want, you can skip the type. But you know, to handle the value while you want to retrieve the data from map, it becomes difficult. You need to cast it back. So let's skip the type. We know that we are going to keep the integer string as the key and integer as value. Now it has created a map for us. So let me zoom it out for you. Maximize the screen. Okay, this is how I have created a map. Let's make it private. and static. I made it private and static because private is something which makes the variable or the method accessible within the class, right? And I made it static so that I can access it from main method, because main method is also static, right? So let's put some value into this map interface. So how I am going to put some value? Let's now the map is ready. Like, this is Hashmap and it doesn't have any size limit. You can keep as many data as you want. So let's keep two values in this. I just want to insert area, and some value is 123. Then suppose because the value is 4, 5, 6. So these are the two students' name and their mark. So I'm going to store that, right? So let's do this. Student marks dot. There is one object which is called put, one method which is called put in Hashmap. So when you type put, it will ask you for the key and the value. So it is asking string key and integer value. It is only because we have defined the map that way. We have defined the map with string and integer type. So when you want to put the values, it will only accept string and integer. To define a string, what we can do, we can create a double quote, and we can give a double quote, and then we can define the value. To create value, we can use new integer, but if you don't want to use new integer also, then we can do it this way directly. Okay, now I have put one value into the map. Okay, similarly I can put multiple values. Okay, and suppose the value is 456. Okay, now I have two values in the map, right? Suppose let me print it for you. Let me just print it. Student marks. Okay, now the map is printed. So let's run this code and let's see what output it is giving us, how it is displaying the output. Run as Java application. So you can see the output over here. I think it does not run now. Okay, it's running the last example. Run a Java application. Now you can see this is saying that this is a map with these curly braces, right? The first one is the key and equal to the value. Second one is the key and the value. Suppose I have created like hundreds of students and put them into this map. Later part of time, when I want to like just fetch what mark has Vikas scored, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to call mark of Vikas is, then I'm going to get that mark from the map. So basically the map contains a key, that's a name, and value, that's a mark, right, integer. So I am going to always use the key, that is a string. So here the string is Vikas. So what I want to do is I want to pass that key into the map. The map is going to return me back the values. So I'll call the mark student marks map dot, then there is a method called get. You need to pass the object that you have sent, then you need to pass the key. So here I can pass Vikas. So it is expected to give me like the value associated with this map. So let's run this and let's see what it is getting. Run as Java application. Okay, markup because is 456. So this is how we deal with maps. Okay, and there are lot of methods available in map interface. You can click on this as to you can click on the mark. You can create the variable and then click double. Like you can click period. Then you can do control and space. It is going to give you all the methods. There is a size method which is going to give you integer value. Now the size is 2. It's going to give you 2. So when you keep on adding values to the map, the size is going to be increased, and if you call the method subsequently, it's going to give you back the value. Okay, the size of the map. So let's see what other methods are there in the map. So you can remove the object, and when you give the key and value reference is going to be removed. So let's create some more objects into the map. Okay, fine. Now I have created six. I put 6 key and value mappings into the map. So then I'm printing the map over here, and suppose I want to remove something from the map. What I am going to do is I need to have the key to remove that mapping from the map. So student marks dot remove, then I'm going to pass the key, particular key, like suppose I want to remove Kiran, so I'll pass the value Kiran. So now the size of map is going to be decreased by 1. Student marks dot size, okay, and which value like is removed, that I can display using this. If I print the map, it will show me whatever value is there in the map. Okay. Not this one. Let's run it. So first it has printed all the names that was available in the map. Okay, first one 6 elements, then it is removing one element, this element, then it has 1 2 3 4 5 elements, so it's saying the size is 5. Then you can print it, you can see that very mapping is missing. So even other methods are there. So if you want to just get whatever keys are there in the map, so that you can use like display that these are the students whose mark are present in the database, to do that you can do this way, like see sound uh, students present in map. There is one method which is going to give you all the student names. So all the keys, to get the key you need to call a key method, key set method, student marks dot key set. It's going to give you a set of strings. So set of string is very similar to a list of strings, but it has different use cases, different behavior. So you can see it's going to contain only unique elements in that. So let's see what it is returning, and how the values are printed. Students in map, you can see it's like a list only, it's containing all the names, but they are not in order, they can be in any order, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see like these are the different methods which are available in map. So if you want to like explore a particular method, then you can hover your mouse on that method, it will show you all the Java docs attached. So if you want to have a more detailed information about that, you can click on this link, which is going to open the Java doc attached in a browser. So if you click on this, it is going to open the Java doc in the browser, which you can later like you can see in a better way. So you can see there are a lot many methods available over here, and this is the like entire documentation of Hashmap, how Hashmap works. So you can go through that, and the basic methods that we are going to use. If you call clear, it's going to remove all the methods, right? It's upfront, it's like contains key. If you want to see if a particular key is there in the map, it's going to return true or false. So it depends on like if the key is present, then it's going to return true. Also you can check if it is containing the value, then it's going to return you true or false, right? If you want to loop over all the keys and values, then you are going to get a map.entry. So this entry, it specifically belongs, like it defines a single entry in the map. We have created 6 entries. A single entry is a key and value pair. So again going to get a set of key values, so or a list of key values. If you call entry set, then you are going to get a list of a set of, basically it's a set of entries. So basically you'll have 6 entries, they're put into a set, then you can loop over that set and you can like access both keys and values. Okay. Then you can do for each, with the latest version of Java you can do this, but previously it was not available. And is empty, if the map doesn't contain anything, it's going to return true. And this I think this you have already seen. Then lot many methods are available. If you want to remove a specific, only if the current map to the specific value, okay, you can replace. And yeah, one more thing which I wanted to show you in map is suppose I am like I have created the entry for a like I have created an entry and put it in the map, like Kiran and 112, suppose Bhavik and 2325. What I want to do later is I just want to update the value. Then uh, if I'll give a different mapping for that, suppose I'm going to give it 111, then if I want to print the marks, then it's going to be replaced. A new entry for Bhavik is not going to be created. It's going to replace the earlier mark that Vavik had. So let's run this and see what is the difference. Okay, you can see earlier here Vavik had 325, then after updating Vavik is containing 111. So Vavik can't contain two values. It's just, it depends on the key. The keys has to be unique. If you give the same key again with a new value, then the old value is going to be removed. The new value is going to be persisted against that key. This is how map works, and you'll get to use map in lot of cases in Selenium. We'll see how we can use that. Okay. So let me open this code for you, and you can like go through them again, and you can tell me if you have any doubt in that. Okay, this is the entire. Okay, let me do one more thing. Let me bring it inside so that you can know. Okay, this is the way we're going to work. Fine. It's visible now. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So we can retrieve the values only using keys. Can it be other way around? If we have the
sorry, map dot. I didn't get you. How you want to get the keys or the values? What you want to get?
yeah, suppose I told if you want to get or fetch the values, we need to give the key reference
Yeah.
and the corresponding value will be retrieved.
Yes, yes. So
So
if you
can we
want,
do it the other way around?
like
If
if you
you
want to
have the
give the,
values, then I don't know to which key it is.
no, no, that is not possible. That's not possible here, because when you design a map, you know what which is going to be the key, like based on what value, what key you are going to keep a value. So if you are doing the reverse way, it's not. So suppose both the person Kiran and Bhavik, they're having the same value, right? Then what is going to
Yeah.
happen? So if you call just get me the person who is having the score 112, so what it will return? It is not going to return you both the fields, right? For that, to achieve that, you need to do some sort of changes. You need to like put some logic on your own, then you are going to get that. But this is
So
not
in
possible with the normal map.
So in that case, will it give any error exceptions or anything if two keys have the same value?
No, no. On value, you won't get any exception, right? In map, you will never get any exception if you are going to put some like different value out of that. You only get compile time exception if the value type is different. Okay, if you want to like keep some you want to give a string, then it's going to give you some error because it says the contract of put is string and integer. Okay, but
Yes.
whatever you have written, that is string and string. So this is what you have written. So this is not going to work. Okay. So and
Okay. Then,
if you enter the same value again, the same key again, like we have done with Bhavik, you can see the value is
yes.
replaced with the 112. Now it becomes 111. So this value will be replaced. There will be no error. Okay, and
But if we are trying to get the value, if
hmm.
two values are same, will it give any runtime error?
No, I didn't get
Because
you. If the value is hello,
okay, okay, oh, I got it, got it. It's okay.
okay, okay,
Hello?
yeah.
No, I got it. I was just a bit confused. I got
Okay,
it.
okay. So just don't stop here in map interface. You'll have lots of method and lots of doubt. Okay, I'll send you some questions and list and map today itself. And once you go through those questions, I think most of your doubts will be cleared. And if you still have some doubts, we can discuss in the next class about map. Okay, but this is how generally map works, right? This is a type which you need to give, and this is another type, the value type of value. These two things, they don't need to be something which is defined in Java. They can be your custom objects also. Suppose I want to create a student object and I need to push that against a roll number. So you're going to create a map of integer and student object. Okay, so that way also you can do it. Suppose you want to keep like a student name with all the marks he has obtained. So you are going to create a map of string, that is going to be student name, and an integer array which is going to be lots of marks, or a list of integers. So that's going to be lots of marks. So that way you need to define the marks, the map interface. You can do it both the way. This is the super interface, right? Interface reference I am creating, and I'm creating the class object. There is a subclass object. You can do the other way also. You can use the Hashmap over here, and you can do it that way. You are not going to get any exception, any error. Okay, this is going to work. But it's a good practice to have the interface reference. And if you define some value over here, it's going to create that many entries only, that many entries initially. So if you enter the 11th element, it's not going to give you any error. It will create, it will like rearrange them, it will recreate certain new fields in the map, and it will try to add values into that map. So you don't need to be
That's
worried about,
fabulous.
yeah, whatever size you have, whatever number of elements you have to put into the map, you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. So these key and value would they like individual editors for a particular time.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So fine with maps, should we proceed?
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay.